I actually got back from my first cruise with Princess Cruise Lines, and it was a great experience. I loved it. This is one of the premium cruise lines, so you get a little elevated experience and a little more relaxed. Because of this, I experienced a lot of firsts on this cruise. However, one of these first time things I experienced was not pleasant. I had been on 9 cruises with 4 different cruise lines: the Margaritaville at Sea, Carnival, Virgin Voyages, and of all of these, Princess was the first time I have been yelled and cussed at by another passenger. I know Carnival Cruise Lines gets a lot of bad press about some of the behavior on theirs. However, I'd never experienced on any cruise line personally. But then again, I'm a very chill, relaxed person. I don't like confrontation. I actively avoid it. But somehow I got caught up on this one. And me asking why, what happened? Well, it's all because of this little thing right here. Yeah, I know. What kind of drama can this thing cause? I know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. But it happened. If you don't know what this is, it's called a medallion. Medallion is what Princess Cruises uses for their key card and how you pay for everything on the ship. And they're all color coded depending on what kind of loyalty level you are. White and blue for first time cruisers, gold for your second cruise. You'd get ruby after 3 cruises or 30 days at sea, platinum after 5 cruises or 50 days at sea, and elite after 15 cruises or 150 days at sea. The elite is black, as you can see here. I haven't sailed that much on Princess, but I'm a travel agent, so that's kind of one of the benefits you get with Princess Cruises. So of course I took advantage of it. Throughout the cruise, I got to enjoy some additional benefits. I had the Captain Circles Lounge, it's a party. I got a minibar set up for free in my room. Got priority disembarkation and embarkation. I was a priority on tenders. A lot of nice benefits they have as you work your way up the ladder there. And the last day of the cruise, I cashed in on one of these benefits. Basically what had happened was I could not remember what card I had put on file for our cruise. I think I put one card on my wife's account, I put another card on my account, and I wanted to make sure that it got charged to the right account. I want to try to make things simple as possible. So I went down to guest services. The guest services line was pretty long at that. Probably about 20 plus people in line, and not individual people, but like 20 groups of people in the line, so it's a very long line. And that's because of line for elite members and suite guests. In this line, when I arrived, I only had one person in front of me. So naturally, being an elite member, I went to the elite line, which had only one person in front of me. And because I don't know the person's name, let's just call the person Karen, because, well, that's what everyone calls Karen nowadays. Was the lady in the other line actively yelling at and cussing out the lady in front of me who was also an elite member. So basically Karen was yelling at her, saying there's only one line. Even though she's an elite member, she's getting the same line as everyone else, and she's not cutting in front of her. So me being a new elite member, I was a little confused by this. Every cruise line, even airlines and hotels, typically have some kind of special benefits for their most loyal members. And this is a pretty common one at that. So I was thinking, well, maybe is there really one line? Is the elite line closed for whatever reason? I mean, I can understand sometimes things happen like that. So I kind of just stood there for a minute, being second in the line, and kind of let things play out. And Karen kept yelling at her. And finally, Karen yelled out to the guest services person. The guest services was like, yes, there are 2 lines, one for suite and elite guests, and one for all other guests on the ship. And she did not take that lightly. So she got even more mad and furious, and was going on and on. And when it was finally time for the elite member in front of me to go up and take their turn in the elite line, be helped to next, I moved up into the second position, and Karen did not like that. She continued yelling at the lady in front of me, saying, "You're not better than anyone else. How dare you cut in front of me? You shouldn't be doing this kind of thing." The funny thing is, the entire time Karen's husband sitting next to her was just like, "Yes, honey, I know. Yeah, I don't agree with it either. It's okay." He knew that even though he didn't agree with the policy, he understood that's what it is. It is what it is. That's life. And he seemed to have no power to stop her. She was on this huge rant. And the lady in front of me went ahead, went her separate ways, and it was my turn, so I stepped up, as I was called as the next elite member, and Karen did not like that at all either. Now she started cussing at me beforehand. She was just yelling at the lady in front of me. But she felt the need to cuss me out and start calling me trash. Same thing, I'm all high and mighty. I'm actually not better than everyone else, and I should go back to the back of the line and go back where I came from. And to me, I'm like, hey, it is what it is. You're mad. I don't care. You're not touching me, so I'm not worried about it. You can yell all you want, huff and puff. People are going to say what they want to say no matter what. And the more explicit things I cannot repeat on here, but she was calling me all kind of vulgar names and other remarks. Just because I used the elite line as an elite member, and the entire time her husband wasn't saying anything. Actually surprised no one from guest services or security actually came and took care of it, because she was yelling a good about 15 minutes in the middle of the guest services. And pretty much everyone in line, everyone around was ignoring her completely. They didn't acknowledge her existence. And even when I got helped, when I was next in line, the guest services lady was like, yeah, I know, she crazy, and I hope I'm not have to deal with her next. So I chatted with the guest services person a little bit longer, just small talk, because there was no one else behind me, which means she would have helped the next person in line, because there are no elite members left, and that would have been Karen next in line. So I saved her from dealing with Karen. Someone else had to deal with Karen. That was my experience aboard Princess Cruises. At first, on any of the cruise lines I have been on in any of the cruises. Aside from that experience, it was great. The people were great. The guest service was great. But let me know, have you ever been cussed out by another passenger on a cruise line, any cruise line? Let me know. I want to hear your story.